You gotta keep the devil down in the hole.
Hey everybody, this is Dead Winter Dead with another Battlefield 4 video. Today we're taking a look at the assault class, specifically the Famas. Now the Famas is fast becoming my favorite assault weapon in this game. I played with it a little bit in Battlefield 3, and I found that I just couldn't get the hang of it. Even though it had a high rate of fire, which it still maintains in Battlefield 4, I just couldn't get a feel for the weapon, and I always seemed to get outshot. The other thing was I always seemed to burn through my ammunition quickly, and with no support classes around that were dropping ammo, that was a problem. Here, though, it seems as though the weapon has gotten a little bit of love. I don't know if it's my imagination or what, but I am having a blast with this weapon, and I find it even more effective than, I know this is blasphemy, than the M416. Now the M416 is arguably probably one of the best guns in the game. It's also the most accessible because you unlock it fairly early, so you'll see a lot of low-level players running the M416. The other thing about it is that it's a fairly easy weapon to control. It's easy for players who aren't used to dealing with a lot of recoil or don't know how to compensate for recoil to get a good hold on this weapon and to be able to excel. Unlike weapons like, say, the AEK, which has a tremendous amount of upwards recoil as well as side-to-side recoil, and it's difficult for inexperienced players or players that can't manage recoil to really be successful with that weapon consistently. Now the Famas offers players sort of a bridge between these two weapons, between the easy handling of the M416 and the high rate of fire that is offered with the AEK. It's kind of all the good without the bad of those two weapons. The one drawback to the Famas is, of course, its small magazine size. Couple that with the high rate of fire, 1,000 rounds per minute, and you will find that you are burning through your ammunition very, very quickly. So you need to make sure that you hang out near those support players and soak up that ammo because you will be using it. Now we're going to be taking our statistics from Simthic.com. The max damage for this weapon is 25, minimum damage 18, drop-off begins around 8 meters. Like I mentioned earlier, it has a rate of fire of 1,000 rounds per minute with a muzzle velocity of 630 meters per second. The one other issue that I find with this weapon, besides its small magazine size, is the reload time. The reload time is 3.55 seconds, almost 4 seconds. That's if you're completely empty. If you still have some rounds in the chamber, 2.8 seconds. Little bit more manageable. But I do find that if you run out of ammunition and you still have bad guys on your radar, you need to switch to that secondary weapon as quickly as possible, because they're going to catch you in the middle of that reload almost every single time. It happens to me 9 times out of 10. Now I wanted to point out this clip real quick. I'm running the Famas with a reflex sight, the 2x magnifier, and a suppressor. Now you saw that I was just able to get that guy. It was a fairly long range shot for a suppressed Famas, and he was peeking over that rock. A little bit of tap firing, aiming a little bit higher, because remember your suppressor affects your bullet velocity, which means your bullets are going to fall off a lot quicker. But I was still able to get that nice, medium to long range shot on that guy, even though he was just barely peeking his little dome over that rock. Now I mentioned earlier the small magazine size of the Famas. Right here I get into some trouble and I burn through my entire magazine, and I'm forced to switch to my secondary weapon. Now I didn't get the kill, but that's something that you should be able to do with any weapon that you use. When you burn through that mag, be able to instantly switch to your secondary and defend yourself. Right here I'm getting shot in the back. Holy smokes, Dr. Jones. That was a support guy trying to hit me with an LMG, but because of the high rate of fire of the Famas, I was able to turn, dance around, get a lot of rounds on him, and put him down quickly. Now I just threw that clip in because that sniper had been bothering me the entire round, and I finally decided that he needed a utensil in his chest. Now, some of you might be wondering what kind of attachments you would want to use with the Famas. Now obviously this is a personal choice. So for some people it's a very personal choice. They preach by the heavy barrel and the hollow sight, or the stubby grip and the ghost ring sight, whatever. These are just my opinions and what I've found have worked best for me. I run the reflex sight with the 2x magnifier. I do that on a lot of my weapons because I like to be able to have the option to go for longer range shots. And like I said, my aim isn't always the best. I'm not one of these young guys who can use the iron sights and shoot somebody across the map, or use the reflex sight and shoot somebody across the map. I need that extra magnification. As far as the barrel attachment goes, I run the suppressor because I like staying off the mini-map. I don't want my presence known when I'm skulking around killing bad guys. And I use the angled grip. Before you unlock the angled grip, I would suggest the stubby grip. It'll help you out the same. I'm not much of a hip fire guy, even though I just hip fired that guy. But if you are a hip fire player, I would suggest throwing a laser sight on your weapon instead. Well guys, that's about it for my Famas review. Like I said, this is a bridge between two of the better weapons, the M416 and the AEK, but I highly suggest you guys take a look at this weapon. Try it out, see if it works for you. I was actually very pleasantly surprised with how well and how successful I've been with this weapon. Well guys, this is Dead Winter Dead. I appreciate you watching. Have a good one.